Good afternoon, Mr. Sanjeev Bhatia, and thank you for being here today and taking your time from your busy schedule to come be a part of Brag Free, an initiative by the Badge Free team. I, Navreet, on behalf of Badge Free, welcome you to yet another episode of Brag Free, a vlog initiative to get industry experts to share their experiences with our audience. Before I move any forward, I would like to walk you through the company and the initiative of Brag Free. Badge Free, as you know, is a talent market exchange. We are on a journey to craft India's foremost and distinctive human equity investment marketplace, a platform that caters to the yearning needs of talent for and at work beyond learning and earning. We believe that every leader of talent has a unique story to share on his or her journey of experience and career. We encapsulate these lessons in our series called Brag Free Dialogue, with the hope and belief that it will encourage the next generation of leaders to unleash themselves to newer heights. On Brag Free Dialogue, we invite special executive talents for an online video session to share how they started, the challenges they have overcome, their moments of truth, and much more. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for being here. I'm thrilled to have this opportunity to learn more about your experiences, skills, and perspectives in the various roles and fields which you excel in. For the viewers of this episode, I would begin today's session by giving a brief introduction about our guest, which I shall be keeping very brief itself because I want to know from the expert himself about his journey and let him set the tone for the discussion. Sanjeev Bhatia is passionate about leadership assessment, development, and coaching. He has worked across the globe in the domain of human resources and organization transformation for 31 countries with 73 nationalities, with a focus on developing a global leadership pipeline, mergers and acquisitions, and integrations. He is also on the board of an Indian company as an independent director and secretary of the International Coaching Federation Mumbai Chapter. He is certified by the Institute of Directors, Thailand and Australia on corporate governance and acknowledged certified practitioner for Lumina Spark UK, a practicing coach qualified from Coach for Life US. He is a guest faculty at XIMB, ex faculty as XLRI Jamshedpur and SPJIMR Mumbai, and senior faculty at the Tata Steels and other Tata Group companies. And he wears many more hats. So now over to you, sir. The floor is now open to let our audience know a little about you and your journey.
Thanks, Navpreet, for the elaborated introduction. It's an honor to be here on the platform of Batch Free. I'm sure there's a platform which is enhancing and spreading not only the knowledge across the globe, but also giving us a chance to really share some of the experience which we have acquired in our journey of learning. Yes, it's a journey. I definitely would love to share what I have. And I'm also looking forward to many more such episodes of Batch Free to learn from different experts who have come and who will be coming on your platform. And I wish you all the best for the Batch Free to have really do well in this endeavor of spreading the knowledge across the globe. Thank you.
Thank you so much. With the interview now, so I would start the interview by asking, what, according to you, is executive coaching that you specialize in?
So, executive coaching is a professional partnership between our trained coach, what I am, and the executive or the leaders of the organization. It is a personalized one-to-one development process designed to enhance an executive leadership habits, the skills, their own self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and so to say overall the performance, which really impact not only the professional, but I'll say even the personal performances, they enhance through the coaching. So it focuses on helping the executives to to achieve their professional goals, as well as improve their leadership abilities and navigate organization challenges, which are very, very different, and every moment is changing. And they are really get equipped to handle these challenges effectively. So when I look at the key aspects of the coaching, is really understanding to clarify the objectives. Now, objectives, when I say that, means um, when they work with the coaches, they identify the specific four outcomes, what they want to achieve, whether it can be even as sounds very simple like the communication skills, but those communication skills can even bring the executive presence. Managing the stress, they may not be shown outside word, but yes, we know that how much the senior executives or the executives, so to say, they tear apart between the subordinates, boss, and peers and at home. So they have to manage it, striking a balance all the time. So, and also looking at it, if they are the leaders, they need to also look at the strategic thinking. So not only that, we clarify the objectives, what they want in the coaching, but also we set the measurable targets. The next comes the self-reflection and awareness. When we talk about this, there are tools, assessment tools. If not, some of the coaches, including me, if the client wants, we can. Otherwise, also we help them through navigating their self-awareness to find out what they're good at. Most of the people, they are worried about the weakness, but the focus is not on weakness. Focus is what their strengths are. Means, are they really capitalizing on this trend? If not, then what's stopping them? It is about all about around the leadership. They also receive feedback from the coaches sometimes, from the colleagues, from the subordinates. Means how to even take a feedback is an art, and that is what even the coaching helps them. It, it on the skill side, definitely it talks about leadership skills, which has got many fold, which I don't want to go in detail at the moment. Communication is another dimension of it. We also touch upon the emotional intelligence and self-management. Now, when we are looking at the emotional intelligence or EQ, we are also looking at how to enhance those EQ, how to enable executive to understand and manage their emotions, as well as empathize with others. The whole idea is they can't manage themselves. How can they manage the organization? So the focus is there. When we talk about accountability and support, even we talk about it, how much are they accountable for changing themselves, for changing their habits? How much are they looking at giving and taking support, even from the coach? Coach really, a good coach really creates a very supportive environment, which is safe and confidential space for them to express themselves. Nobody can tell their emotional conflict. Nobody can tell about their fears or their apprehension to anybody and everybody in the world. So, coach is the person who's the friend, who's a colleague, who's somebody, a sounding wall. So, this all these things help them to take a right decision. They help them to resolve their problems, help them to sustain the change in the behavior, and it has got a long-term impact, which really creates a lasting impression, creates a positive changes for the benefit of the executives and the organization uh, in the long run. And when we look at the coach, a coach is one of the great responsibilities to how to bring the trust, how to keep the confidentiality, which is important in these kind of relationship. So when we talk about uh, how what is executive coaching, executive coaching is all about creating a conducive, trustworthy environment for the executives to open up themselves, be self-aware, try out something, use the coach as a sounding box, and then take or form up their own decision. Coaches basically ask the very simple questions which helps the executives to get their own answers. They have it, and many a times they are apprehensive of executing it, and that's where the coach comes as a support for them to let them to do it. Failing or success is different thing. Even if they fail, there's always a learning, and then the coach is there to help them. If they success, then they are actually cross the boundaries of their fear and apprehension. And this is what step by step building is all about coaching. You're on mute.
Thank you. So, how, according to you, is your program going to help CEOs or CXOs into like bettering their performance or like in their endeavors that they work in?
Yeah. So when you talk about when I say that yes, I'm a, CXO transformation coach, this is about the reflection of CXO's capabilities and the reward for their commitment to the organization. It is clear that the CEO and the board of directors have the confidence in these CXOs to handle the larger responsibility, and that is why they're there. However, it will be wise for them to remind them that whatever got them here might not get them there the next step. So, in other words, it may not be the recipe for the future success. They have to manage expectations not only for those above them, like the CEO and the board, but also for those that they lead, that they are responsible for. And this is where the CXO coaching can help them. When I look at the ways of how the CXO coaching helps them. One is again, as I spoke a touch upon, is highlighting the self-awareness. Coaching encourages the reflections. It is a fast-paced, changing world. There's a need to a frequent pause in order to reflect and to refresh. So when we look at the reflection leads to a better awareness, which in turn leads to better choices, the decisions, and the results. So all of us are the product of our experience. However, we do not learn from experience by the way. We learn and grow from the reflections on our experiences. And this is where coaching helps by making them aware, by taking a pause, ask them to reflect and learn and refresh. So the self-management is really critical aspect of leadership because they that helps them to know themselves before they know to the rest of the world. That's number one. Number two is the greater confidence. When I look at the confidence, like everybody else, the CXOs are often plagued with self-doubt and suffer from imposter syndrome, where they doubt their abilities or competence and feel like a fraud. I mean, do I deserve this? Many a times this question comes to them. But they are at such a top level in the organization that they are all, it's a lonely place. They cannot talk to their colleagues. They're cutthroat competition. They cannot talk to the CEOs or the board because they cannot show their weaker side of it. They cannot talk to subordinates because he doesn't want or she doesn't want to be called as a leader who has got self-doubt. Then who else they can go to? Here comes the coach. The lack of confidence can manifest itself in many ways, such as the lack of assertiveness. They lack sometimes in the inability to say no. They say, yes, I can do it if I'm a leader, and that's where they get stuck. Difficulty in establishing their own authority, setting boundaries, etc. So, CXO coaching can help them to overcome lacking of this confidence, absence of self belief, and the fear of failures by challenging the limiting belief that they have about themselves. That's number two. Number three is again, I touched upon earlier, is the EQ, the more important than IQ. The emotional intelligence differs from person to person. And EQ is important for CXOs as their main job is to establish trust, build relationships, communicate effectively. And this means CXO must be adapt to the knowing their emotions first and then those of others. They must learn uh, how to manage these emotions well. and use them to get the things done. Now, you may also see that there are certain leaders you love to work with. Why? Because they have a lot of empathy. They understand people better than other leaders. Can the CXOs do this? So the coaching helps by strengthening the EQ by emphasizing on the soft skills, trade, that's an emotional balance, adaptability, empathy, active listening, and the ability to receive criticism positively. I don't know how many CXOs really can take the criticism in the right way. Not many. And yes, the coaching helps them to do this. Again, the next point is to how to bring the clarity of purpose and direction and the better execution. Now, CXO coaching can help them to execute these executives to discover, so to say, big why, the larger purpose, what they are doing behind their existence. Believe me, our life is larger than us. Our organizations are larger than us. And hence, to know what is the purpose behind their actions. And if they have the clarity on this, believe me, the motivation, their self motivation will bring a drive in the organization because the secret of passion is the purpose. So the coaches help CXOs to set, accomplish the aspirational goals that can transform their personal and professional lives. The ability to set the right goals while at the same time establishing the strategies, the action plans to achieve those goals is the key elements of the leadership. And believe me, my coaching helps to bridge this knowing and doing gap. And you can see that a lot of strategies are made, a lot of plannings are done. This is the time of the year when a lot of strategies will be made. The next 1 year to 3 years plans will be made. The question is why most of the CXOs they fail to execute because a lot of limiting factors they have. Lot of purpose is not known while making this strategy. If you have the clarity of the purpose, you can do much more than what you are working on. So unless these things have been, he or she is able to translate that knowledge into meaningful action and results, I think no strategy can be executed well. Though CXO coaching, in the CXO coaching, I can help the executives to identify the roadblocks. Many a times is there in the mind, but never been talked about, that are deterring them from taking the action and helping them to overcome this impediments. So when I talk about the one point which is important in CXO coaching, which I look at it, is the balancing of heart, body, mind, and soul. A bit philosophical, but it has got a lot of meaning. This is the need of the hour today is not time management. First, it is all about the energy management. Unlike time, your reserve of energies are a renewable resource. The coaching can guide you to maximize and balance your resources of energy, which are emotional energy, physical energy, that's body, mental energy, that's mind, and spiritual energy, that is soul. This holistic approach helps with sustainable behavior changes and supports the CXOs to make a better personal and professional choice. The leaders become more effective through the power of coaching. This has become more relevant now as companies who had to navigate this COVID-19 crisis are also looking to emerge stronger and stay ahead of the future. So CHO coaching can help have a positive impact growth in the organization by helping leaders to say lead through crisis like the pandemic instead of merely responding to it. Number two is to develop high performance teams that are future ready. That's important. Third is the growth of the business multifold through multiplier mindset. And fourth is to drive innovation by promoting a diversity and inclusion agenda of the organization. It's not about male and female only. It's all about diversity of the minds, the diversity of the approach. diversity of the capability and the capacity. Do we have the capacity to accept everything, to take everything together, to get the best for the organization and for themselves? This what is all covered in say takes a coaching. I hope I touched your, I could answer your question.
Yes, this is like a brief and broad, I think, altogether at one time. So, moving on, like when you are coaching and in the consulting environment, how do you empower your team to like impact solution to clients while also like fostering an environment of collaboration and innovation within the team with your, while you are working with them?
Beautiful question. First of all, when I say my team, I can say that nobody reports to me. All my team members are my colleagues. All my team members are my partners. And I'm very proud to say that I have a pool of, say, about 25 coaches, 25 plus. I have a team of executors who are not working only on coaching, they're working on many other things, which we are doing. As I said, that initially, we are doing the assessment, leadership assessment. We are doing development, means we are doing the training of senior executives. We are also doing the coaching. So besides we have these coaches, we have a team of assessors, we have a team of trainers. So we have got a multiple dimensional team, and we have got a lot of organization interventions where we are doing the diagnostic study of the organization. We are doing organization transformation, restructuring. We are doing benchmarking of compensation. We are doing process benchmarking, etc. So we have a diverse group. So when we talk about this empowering team to deliver impactful solutions to the client while fostering a culture of collaboration and innovation in a coaching and consulting environment is essential actually for our success. So when I talk about this, I can put certain pointer which can help you to understand what I do or what we do rather, not I, is to set a very clear vision and purpose. What are we doing? Why are we doing? So we start by defining the clear and inspiring vision for our team. This helps all of us to understand the direction and purpose of our work. The second is to encourage autonomy. So when we talk about autonomy, autonomy. So when we trust our team a lot, we trust in their expertise. We give them autonomy to make decisions because every time they can't look at the senior partners. They are in the field, they are with the client, they have to take a call, they can't look back and solve the problem on the spot. And this promotes the sense of ownership and responsibility where they don't have to look back because they are the partners, they have to take a call. Whether senior, junior, doesn't matter. They are the best decision maker because they know the ground reality. Then the next is we provide ongoing training and development, whether it's an upgradation or certifying in their assessment new tool or something new has come up and enhancing their capability in the area of training. Yes, if they have to go through certain automation or say we are doing some benchmarking automation process. Yes, we spend money on that so that we are much more equipped and much more updated what's happening across the globe. So the latest industry trends and tool innovation helps us to be always at the edge over others. Means we are ahead of others. We have the next point is about say communication. We have a very very effective communication. We have very very open and transparent communication within the team. We encourage team members to share their ideas, feedback without any fear or of judgment. Even the new person who may have recent passed out who has joined our team, it's important. They may have read something or studied something, or they have may experienced something in internship, something new. They may come up with something very, very bright, which we may not be thinking even of. So, really, this helps us to understand when we build a kind of a cohesive environment where the communication is free and open. We have a culture of first name. We don't call anybody sir at all. and that makes me also feel younger. So likewise, my colleagues and friends. The third is the collaborative environment, or no, it's 4 point, fourth point, yes. Collaborative environment to create an environment where the team members feel comfortable not only collaborating, say, with me or anyone else, even themselves. With one another is very important. This encourage the cross-functional collaboration and diverse perspective. Means even if there's a coach and somebody is doing the assessment and somebody is doing the coaching in the same organization. So there's always be a collaboration of assessors that how they have done it, what tool they have done it, how the interpretation of the report is. That helps the coach to understand what thread to pick up when they are going for the coaching. So there's linkages there. So they do the cross-functional interaction at their level. Then the clear expectation. We define the very expectation very clearly in terms of what we expect, what we mean by performance, and what the results are. We always say to even client, for all the clients, for all the services, we claim that we'll give you the ROI. The ROI means uh, uh, you know, a return on their investment in terms of time, in terms of money, in terms of their engagement with us. And we clearly define what the returns, expected returns are at the beginning of the project signing. And we always say, please don't pay us our last installment if you don't get the ROI. I'm very happy to share here that none of our clients have ever stopped our last installment. So that itself speaks that yes, we set clear expectation not only with the clients, with our teams also, because they know it is a commitment which is made with the clients. So naturally, our team members always commit to us. So expectations have been very much clear. We do celebrate the achievements every time. It's not only the birthdays or individuals, but also collectively. Anything a success for the organization is success for everyone. We promote the culture of innovation. We do get challenged by our team members, especially in terms of automation. And happy to share that we have a digital coach. Besides coach, we are also using the digital coach, which is which has not been used by many in India, but we have because something new was coming and we adapted it very, very, very fast. We also give our feedback after every project. There's a feedback on each member, good, bad, ugly, all the things. So people they know where they need to pull up, where all they have done well, which they then continue to do well. We use the technology. We are really looking at a lot of technologies every time. Whatever is the newest coming, how fast we can adopt in our own working. We have very customer centric approach, and this is not only by the senior partners but all the partners equally. And the last but not the least is we lead by example. Each member of our team demonstrates the behaviors and values that we want to see in our team. Our actions really speaks much more louder than what the lectures we give to our team, and that is where we are.
Thank you. With that, I come to my next question. Coaching and consulting landscape is very dynamic. So how do you ensure that your firm, remains agile and adaptive to the changes in clients' needs and market trends and industry disruptions? Like, how do you keep update? Like, how do you keep updated on your team?
Yeah, so we are when you look at our clientele, it's not only in India, they're globally also. So when we talk about expanding coaching client base in India and also globally in the global market, we really look at the very thought out, well thought strategy and keep the understanding of the diverse market. Now, diverse market is not only when I look at globally, being in India, there's always an advantage. And the advantage is that our East India is slightly different than the South India. And so is the West India versus North India. So I always find that, yes, these are the diversity into the way people work, the way organization work, the kind of mindset. And my working globally for 31 countries definitely helps me to really understand the global market too. It's all about understanding being sensitive about the diverse market. So when I say there are certain comprehensive approach to expand our coaching business reach and securing the new business in different markets. So very first thing which any typical marketeer will say or any organization say is the market research and analysis. Yes, that's very important for us also to understand the local culture. I was in Thailand, so Thailand culture is slightly different than the Singapore market, and so is the India market. So, as a research culture, nuances, business practices, communication styles in each of the target market is quite different, and the cultural sensitivity is very, very important. And then to identify the audience, the target audience. So, determine the specific industry, business, or the individuals who will be benefiting most from our coaching services in these markets. Now, what that means? That means we are talking about, is this the service industry of say Thailand or is it the IT industry of Singapore? The approaches has to be different. It can't be the same. And that's where we need to. Are we really talking about coaching a CEO or we are talking about a high potential guy who needs to be growing in the organization as a star performer? Again, the approach is different. So we need to tailor our services. So we customize our offering, modify our coaching services, align to the specific needs and challenging challenges of this market. Like some of the market, they really want so to say, a very systematic way of assessment and then development and then coaching. There are some who look for only coaching. They don't want any assessment. They want a development. They want just coaching. And yes, we have all the tools. And that is where we are better off in the market. The language and communication to ensure that all our communication materials are translated even accurately or culturally appropriate. I remember that one of my, as a global HR head, the communication being the global HR head, you have to, when you're sending to 31 countries, there has to be culturally fit. And I remember somebody else, senior of mine, has drafted, and he has asked me to send the email. He was so senior, um, and of course, I was new, and I've sent that communication. I realized something was immediately being pointed out by Irish people and Germans. Particular word was not accepted and became very sensitive. And I had to really withdraw that communication. I redrafted immediately to send so that it is accepted by 31 countries because every message was being getting converted into the local language also. So that sensitivity is so important for me when I am a consultant, when I'm a coach. These learning always helps me in translating the sensitivity into the local sensitivity into my communication. Another approach what we have adopted is also to build a local partnership. We have local partnership not in all the countries but many of the countries. So we collaborate with the local individuals, freelancers, or the local firm and consulting firm, and that also helps us to sensitize and provide. They provide us the valuable insight, and they introduce us the market to very well. And then, of course, another approach is to networking in those local market by attending the business conferences, events, speaking. We always take the opportunity to be a speaker or panel discussion so that we can express and put our ideas across the larger audience. Another dimension is the spreading the market is to online presence and marketing. Well, you may be aware that I do write on a 10 days or 15 days or maybe a weekly basis one article. It is all about my own learning, my first-hand learning about the coaching of or the learning of my client. And it's all in the story format or learning by the team. So every time I reflect on the weekend to understand what has happened, what is so great about it, what is new happened, what was the learning, what was the sensitivity. I do write, and yes, um, happy to share that I have to more than 24,000 people who are following my posts only because in just 2 years I was scared of writing social media. But once you are on the other side of the table, you need to take this risk. I took the risk, and I'm happy to write because now I get the craving of writing. And believe me, it's really, really good to write to about a different market, different experience. And believe me, when you write about the human beings, it touches their heart. And yes, um, one of the last thing is we also ask the clients' testimonials, the case studies that we showcase to our clients, to the world. Um, and one more thing I find is yes, is worth mentioning is to be price sensitive of the market. What you can sell in, say, in London, you may not be in a position to sell at the same price in India. So you need to be price sensitive. And if you are sensitive to the people, culture, language, and the price, I think you can be there.
Thank you. With that, I come to the last question for today, which will be in the coaching and consulting environment, how do you design leadership development programs to nurture the skills for both the firm's employees and the clients?
Very, very close to my heart, this question, because um, I had designed about 2 years back a program called Mindful Leadership. Mindful Leadership. This program, of course, took some time for people to understand, but now it is caught by fire and is spreading very fast. And I'm not surprised with this because this really talk about everything in nutshell. When I talk about the assessment, development, and coaching, this program entails everything. So what we do is that we offer this program to a group of seniors. We give them assessment tools, self-assessment, and that tool also gives them a very elaborated 42-page report to understand their own strengths, to understand some of the areas which they may look at. It lets them understand their blind spots. It helps them to understand how to work with the likewise people, how to work with the people who are diagonally opposite to you, how to work with the people um, on your leadership, how to work on your communication, how to work on your blind spots. So it's a very, very comprehensive report. And then we conduct a one-day workshop. We have a very elaborated workshop which has got a mat which fills the room. We've got a cards. We've got a very engaging program to not only know themselves much more deeper level based on the report, but also to understand others. This particular program, I mean, the report also you can put it on your through the app on your phone, and on the phone with the QR code. If you have your own report, I have my own report, and both our reports are on the phones. We can with the QR code we can exchange, and we can even understand where is the compatibility, how much we are like or disliked about. I mean, unlike about each other. So this also helps at a top level that if somebody is coming with the only data driven mind and maybe suppose I am the one and you are the one, you are a data driven person, you are maybe in the finance side and I am a storyteller, I am maybe from the HR side. Our compatibility at the top will be very, very difficult, and we are CXO both. You are CXO because you excelled in your area. I am the CHRO because I excelled in my area. But now when they're at the top, we don't gel with each other and we work in silos. And this is really not good for the organization. But when this kind of tool has been there, now I understand why you come to always talk about number. And by looking at my report, you'll always say, oh, I now understand because Sanjeev thinks always a big picture. And I know Navneet always looks at the data. Now, how to look at the compatibility of these two? This particular program will say that yes, Sanjeev, when you have to deal with knowledge, you have big picture thinking, your story is perfectly fine. But before you go to her, try and translate those things into a graph, into a chart. And if possible, it's good to have numbers and generate some number, make Excel sheet. Now, when I bounce an Excel sheet to you, you say, it's a number, very good. And then we'll look at the mean, median, mode, graph, trend, extrapolation, and all those things. And then I show you how the graph is coming. And then I tell you behind the graph how the story is developing and how the extrapolation of big picture can be. And I would say, wow, Sanjeev, what a marvelous idea. And likewise, when you have to approach to Sanjeev, you are number driven. That's good. With the number, not only number, because Sanjeev is a big picture, you have to build with the numbers, the graph, again, the story, build the story. And you start from the story instead of Excel sheet. And say, Sanjeev, I got this picture. And then here, Sanjeev said, yeah, what was that? And then this is how slowly you come down to the graph. Sanjeev can correlate the big picture to graph. Now we can correlate from graph to big picture. And now they become very good friends because they appreciate each other's project. So this program helps to break those silos at the top, which is for the benefit of the organization. Well, these kind of when we bring the development issues, then some kind of lingo gets evolved in the organization. Oh, you are number, you're big picture, you are people person, you are a driver, all those lingo, and it's fine. But then the next step is to how to bring coaching into it. Now Sanjeev has understood Naveen, but Sanjeev needs to understand, decipher himself, his self-reflection, the areas what he has is strength, but why he's not using that? Why he's not getting best out of it? Now my question to you upfront is now, Naveen, and you need to answer. Don't get scared. Do you think if not 5 times, but at least the 3 times more you can do, you have the potential than what you are doing today? Am I right or wrong?
Right.
Right. The next question, then what is stopping you to do? Right?
Yeah.
And this is what the question is when I start coaching. Everybody knows they have no potential. I can see with the reports they have a lot of potential. The issue is how to do it. And this is where the coaching starts playing the role. Because the coaching is all full of small questions, which makes the people to reflect what they have and to get the deeper level, unknot their apprehensions, their fears, if they don't want to see it, they don't want to face it, they don't want to really, and those fear and all those things also build their belief system. And sometimes these coaches, they challenges those beliefs. And when the clients get challenged, they really take small risks. And when they get the success, they want to take more risk, more risk. And that is how the coaches, I and my team, they unknot these apprehensions and make them free to fly high in the sky.
Great. Thank you so much, Sanjeev Bhatia, for taking our time from your busy schedule and share your valuable experience and expertise with us today. Your insights have truly been enlightening for me, especially. So, before we close, what will be your top 3 takeaways or special messages for the audience that will watch this video?
Like a bit philosophical, but I believe in this. I've experienced this. When all of us who have been sent in this life, we have a very great purpose in our life to achieve. There's much more beyond than what we are doing today. The idea is the creator has sent you with a purpose. The creator has equipped you with all the capabilities It is our mindset. It is our experience, good, bad, and ugly. It is our some belief system which is stopping us to do our best. Try and challenge yourself. Try and get someone as a friend, as a coach. Sit with them, share with them, make them listen, open up your heart. Let this coach and the friend push you to do something beyond that what you have been doing it because you have the potential, you have the capability. You need to shackle out, you need to break those bindings. Take the support, don't shy. Believe me, you can fly. Believe me, forget about 3 times. You can do 5 times or more. You have the capability. Just do it. People like us are there to make you fly really, really high in the sky, whether you come back or not. But we all, the good coaches in the world, always see their clients flying high in the sky. I wish you all the best. I wish all the listeners the best. To do your best because you're born to do the best. Let the creator be happy for what the creator has made you for. My best wishes to all of you.
Once again, thank you so much for your time and valuable input. We wish you best of luck in your career endeavors and we hope to connect with you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and it's been pleasure. Believe me, it's been always good to share the thoughts. Um, yeah, we don't even sit like this, but yes, when we sit, we open up ourselves. I hope I could contribute some of the things which can be valuable to people. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.